in my career, there have been a couple of crises that became catalysts for, evolution, right? The flash crash is definitely one of them, right? It's the first time, really in sort of modern markets that you had a very visible market failure, right? A public market failure where there was just a massive disconnect between what was underlying fair value and what the current market price was. And people hadn't seen that, and it really awakened the public sort of consciousness to automated trading. That would then, inevitably end up in congressional hearings and regulatory changes. And, now we have market access rules and all these other, sort of barriers that are meant to help prevent a reoccurrence of those types of events. But for me, that was a very sort of foundational moment. The Facebook IPO was another crisis that, I was, at that point I was at Nasdaq, and I got to witness firsthand, a very visible technology failure, and how you need to manage through that, how you need to engage with all the different stakeholders in a very high pressure environment like that. And got a very, keen understanding of the real consequences of a technology problem becoming a business problem. And I think the third crisis that I encountered was GameStop, right, in the meme stock trading in early 21. I was at that point at NYSE and had a leadership role to play. And so trying to ensure that the markets were functioning correctly, even if market behavior was, seemingly, kind of profoundly confusing. And then ultimately having to explain that, not just to financial markets professionals, but to Redditors, to, congressmen and women, to regulators. It was a very challenging time. But I think a lot of the innovation we've seen in retail that is allowing for democratic access and allowing for very broad global participation, which I think universally people want to foster, comes with these other challenges and risks that need to be addressed. And so I think, those three periods really were great learning experiences for me. And you always find ways to kind of address the specifics of each crisis. There'll always be a new challenge to encounter in the future.